Okay, this another question for today. Um, it's from a Nigerian. Sister, I received this message on my WhatsApp. So it reads, cost plus and cause of changing automatic transmission to manual transmission on my Peugeot 607. Now starting with the cost. The cost depends on whoever that is going to do the conversion for you. That's just it. Um there's no fixed price of converting a Peugeot 607 V6 from automatic to manual, or even if it's one with EW12J for 2.2 liter petrol engine. So there's no specific or fixed cost for that, irrespective of the it's not just about the price of the parts needed for the conversion. It depends on who is doing, because who is going to do the conversion will determine the quality of parts he's going to use. Is as so that's why I say the cost might differ. Now, for there are many ways of doing the conversion. One of the ways of doing it is by looking for a donor car. You look out for a donor car, which could take you a while to find before you do the conversion. By that I mean, it means you have to keep going where the scrap cars, or use past market. It's mostly where they scrap cars. So you meet, ask around people that scrap Peugeot cars. If anyone has scrapped a Peugeot 607 V6 manual recently. So what they usually do when they do that kind of scrapping, they keep everything, because they know people normally convert their automatic to manual when Peugeot is concerned. So they will always keep the parts for that conversion as long as it's manual. They don't sell it off. They don't like selling it off in bits or separately. They always want to keep everything concerning the manual transmission. Not just the gear, but everything concerning the manual transmission that can be used to convert automatic to manual. They keep it separate and sell off every other thing. They can sell the engine, every other part. So in that case, you keep asking, collect contacts, so that as soon as one comes up, they scrap one, they will call you. Or when they buy one, sometimes before even they scrap it, they will call you and you negotiate price with them. So you buy off everything that has to do with the manual transmission on the vehicle. And then for some, depending, sometimes you may have to be the one to find somebody that will pull out those parts for you, or they will pull it out for you at no charge, mean the seller. Or you may end up finding somebody who has already done it, a seller, a used part seller that have already done the scrap, keep all those parts and then wait for whoever that will come. So it moves market, especially 607. The reason why I'm saying it moves market is most 607 that comes into Nigeria automatic, especially the V6. It's only the EW12J4 that I find manual mostly. So for the V6, most of them comes in as automatic. Most of the ones you see on Nigerian road, even if you see it manual, it's most likely they was converted from auto to manual. So um, so that's why I say most market. So it's not something you can easily see when you go to market. So it takes time to do that. You know, if you're lucky, maybe the time you want to do the conversion, there is possible that one is available in kit, is already available for you to just go and buy. Um, Now, one thing about that case is this. For example, let's assume everything is from one vehicle. No matter what you do, you won't be able to use all those things there. You may still end up buying some of the things you already purchased from one vehicle. Like I said, they like selling everything as a key. They don't care the condition of those things. If you don't want to buy, don't buy. Most of them even prefer you buy it when they are seeing the vehicle. So as you are removing it, if they are no longer, if you find one that is not in good condition, it's no longer their business, you know. So some might, I think the average price of the manual conversion kit is like 120 to 150,000. Let's just say between 100 to 150,000. That's the average you could get from a used car. Remember, scrap cars are not falling. It's not like the cars they import to Humbo and they or from house from Europe and they scrapped immediately. No, these are cars that already been used on Nigerian roads, probably abused and messed up. And see, for a car to be scrapped in Nigeria, you're supposed to understand that the car probably is gone. You know, it's only on a few cases that his car is scrapped because he had an accident and the cost of repairing the car is no longer worth it, or the car is gone beyond repairable. So they try to scrap it, and some of the things might still be in good condition or almost in Tokumbo state. Other than that, so if you are going down road, don't expect that everything you are buying at that 150,000 or 100,000 is exactly what will serve you well when you do the conversion. That's why I say it depends on who is doing the conversion for you. Some people, some mechanics will rather, they won't even replace anything. They'll just swap everything they remove from there into yours. Whether they work fine, they don't work fine, none of their business. All they know is that they put your manual transmission and the car can move with the gearbox. Whether it now feels so bad, worse than when the car had automatic transmission, well, they've done the work for you. So it depends on who is doing the work. Or you can go and start buying them separately. You start buying them one after the other, which means it has to be whoever that will do that type of conversion with that kind of method will have to be good at identifying the parts needed to convert the 607 automatic to manual. Especially, I want to understand that the one you're referring to is Z8, the phase one, 99 to 2003 productions. So it has to be going one after the other from one market to the other, looking for those who probably have them in pieces. They're not selling them in kits, they are selling them one after the other, or you buy them as what we call tukumbo. They come in, for example, the gearbox, you buy it separately as tukumbo, or following use, you buy the CV joint, you buy the gear lever assembly, buy the pedal, so many things, buy them separately. In this case, I prefer this method because you get high quality. When you do this kind of conversion, it's more expensive. However, the car will serve you even better. If after a conversion, it will be better than how the car was before you did the conversion. In the sense that it will turn the entire system, make your car as if it's actually a fully used car, directly imported. Even if the other parts of the body are in bad shape, but at least anything that has to do with transmission will be in good shape, rather than removing what is already bad or things are already bad and remove from a scrap vehicle on use on Nigerian road and put it back on yours, and you won't find any difference or probably make it worse. So another way to go about it is this, because this last option I mentioned now, where you buy those things in bits, you stand a chance of being scammed. Doesn't matter even if it's your mechanic. You have a chance of being scammed because as you are buying those things, there are some that might be so confusing, they may look so similar that you won't be able to tell. Because as long as that thing is not on the vehicle when you are removing it, or it's not part of the kit that they are selling as a conversion kit, if they are bringing it out separately to sell, it's possible they will deceive you and give you a wrong part just to sell it off and collect the money from you, which may look similar to what you are looking for, only for you to. And remember, as you are buying it in pieces, it will take a while because you are looking at, it will take days, weeks, or months to be able to find them separately, because you can't get everything from one seller. It could take days or weeks or even months to get all those things. So by the time you are not ready to do the conversion, that time you now find out that, oh, This thing doesn't will not actually match, even though it looks like it's supposed to be, even though the seller swore to you that this actually is he himself removed it from a Peugeot 607 V6 manual or whatever Peugeot car I want to convert. They will swear heaven and earth, even with their children's name. Only for you to now, when you now want to do the conversion, now realize that, oh, this was actually probably a Peugeot 307 manual. But because they look so similar, but the only difference maybe is just the length. But when you now put it, now realize that no, it's not long enough. But it's already deceived you. And probably weeks have passed, days have passed, or months have passed. When you go back then, he will be ready to fight you with tooth and nail. See, I'm telling you, this was something I experienced. And that was why I said, and I'm repeating it now. Once it comes to money, consider every Nigerian a scammer until he proves himself otherwise. I don't care who hates me for saying this. Until they scam you, that's when you understand. If I'm saying this now, you may be saying whatever I want to say. Criticize me, call me names. But as far as I'm concerned, consider every Nigerian a scammer until he proves himself otherwise. Until he proves that you can trust him. Then, yes, you have somebody you can trust. You don't even need to think twice, giving your money, knowing that the person is telling you the truth. But when it comes to buying person, because this type of issue of method is no longer about the dealers or car pass sellers that you know, because it's about who has those things you are looking for. So you are likely going to buy some of these things from sellers you don't even know before now, before then. This was the first time you are meeting them because they have what you need. So most of them will always be out to scam you, to be out to, rip you off. Not necessarily rip you off. So it's better that you even charge the person higher and collect or higher than you should, than giving him the wrong part or useless part, because some of them they will just give out a part knowing that it doesn't move market, but they realize that they can deceive you and sell it out. Something that probably shouldn't even be sold, that nobody buys. They sell it to you only for you to realize months or weeks later it's actually a wrong part and the money is gone. So that also comes at its own risk. So I'm just pointing out everything that comes with that kind of, if you choose that method. But that method, you spend more, however, you get a quality pass. Another method you could use is you can get a complete kit from a scrap Nigerian used vehicle. Buy everything there, whether it's good or bad. Then you now start selecting the ones that are that bad that you can't use, get rid of them. Then you go and now look for, now that you have them. So it will now be easier for you to use it to identify a good one when you go to market, to look for those parts separately now. Remember the other one, you don't have anything with you. Though probably it's possible that, oh, you done this conversion before, but because as long as you don't have it, see, you will be surprised how anybody do is saying, if you're in Nigeria, you're supposed to know what I'm talking about, unless you are lying to yourself. They will come at you, surround you, try to use all kinds of tongues, try to make you believe that, see, I don't even want to go into details. So, now when it comes to pass conversion, I'm telling you from the personal experience, from all the conversion I've done for people, there are things I don't compromise in the converting auto to manual or engine from one engine model to another. There are things I don't compromise. Now, when it comes to transmission, I don't compromise the clutch kit. I don't care how good the used clutch kits are. It must be original new clutch kit. That's what I do when I'm converting auto to manual. I don't care how good those ones sound. They will tell you, I don't care. If you really want to do a conversion and enjoy, especially that V6, you have to buy a new clutch kit. Now, another person who might be converting it may want to buy a used one, which will be much cheaper for you. But for me, if I'm doing it for you, it's going to be more expensive because the original one is expensive. However, the reason why I'm doing that is so that in the next 10, 15 years, you have no business touching that clutch kit. unless you don't really know how to use clutch or you are a clutch killer, then it will die very, very soon after the conversion. So, but I'll buying a used one only for it to pack up in the next few months after the conversion, or when you mounted it, now realize that it's actually bad. Maybe the pressure plate is very, very hard to depress. It's as if you are using the whole muscle on your body to depress the clutch pedal. And then maybe the clutch friction plate has worn to some extent that is now the car is losing power when you're trying to accelerate, or the release bearing has become a little bit weak, that has become noisy and making the clutch pedal feel uncomfortable on your feet. There are so many, so I'll just walk away from that completely. Now, you see, that's where I'm coming. It's the cost of doing this conversion is not fixed. It depends on who is doing it, the quality, how the person, the quality of work of that person. Because for somebody like me, I'll tell you, I don't care if you can't afford my conditions of doing the conversion, go to another person. So that when I do this conversion, yes, I did this for you. Not tomorrow you drive out and something goes down. Next thing you jump online and start telling people that I wasted your money. I couldn't do it very well for you. So if I must do it, it has to be right way. The same way I did mine, that's the same way I'll do yours. It's as simple as that. I have done mine, and I knew how much I spent, and I'm enjoying it now. So if I'm going to do it for you, yeah, I'll do it in such a way that you will enjoy yours, probably even better than mine. So it all depends. I can't really tell you the cost. I can tell you the cost of prices if you are buying them separately, but to tell you how much will it cost, it all depends on who is doing it for you. Right now, the prices of the past when I did my own conversion will no longer be the same right now. So I can't tell you it must be this, it must be that. If I have to give you the cost of doing it, it means I have to find out from the market the current prices. Even if it's the same prices when I bought them, at least I need to be sure and confirm. So I don't give you today, tomorrow you send the money only to realize that they are no longer the past. Then I'll be the one at fault. So that's how it is. But if you are doing a 607, like I said, if you want to do it just the normal, usual way the mechanics do it, buy complete kit from one car, you like spend up about 100 and something thousand to buy the kit and swap it. Then you pay the labor, whatever you want to charge. So you can now check within 100 and something thousand naira and the labor. You know how to deal with that with your mechanic or technician that will do that. But if you want to go the other route of buying quality parts, buying original new kits, a clutch kit, buying foreign use manual gearbox, not Nigerian used one that probably they've introduced wrong gear oil in it and make the gearbox noisy. Or you go and buy what's it called? Or something I'm trying to remember that has to do with the manual gearbox conversion. There's so many things involved. It's not just the clutch kit and the pedals is there, the gear lever with the cables, the clutch cylinders, the clutch master cylinder, the clutch slave cylinder. Those things, if I'm doing it, I use brand new. I don't use used ones. And they're available, OEM original. The CV joints, and there are so many things. The gearbox mounting, the things that go into that, gearbox mounting brackets, so many things. That's why I call it, there's a kit for it, which you remove from another car and put. The advantage of buying, personally, if I'm doing this type of thing, I'll tell the person, if you can afford it, buy those kits. However, you may end up not using up to 50% of them. So in other words, you may end up using only maybe like 50,000 naira pass from them and throw away the remaining, or maybe 70,000 naira. The rest will be thrown out. The reason why I'm saying that, there are some pass, little pass that they are not wearable pass. They don't fail. So you won't go to market and actually see them displayed for sale. However, when you want to do a conversion, you need those things. So those things are hard to find because even when you go to market and they're there, you may not really know what they look like, or the exact or identical one you want, except to now rely on what the seller is saying. Because, like I said, it's not something you may use a car for. You may be a mechanic for 50 years or 20 years. I've never, or 10 years. I've never have any business without those parts. Because if you have not done conversion on that particular car or with that engine in the past, so those things, when they scrap car, sometimes they even leave it with the scrap vehicle. The only time they remove it is if people do a lot of conversion of that same model from auto to manual. They will know, okay, these parts are needed, even though they don't fail, they don't wear out. So it's actually worthless. Yet in this case, they will remove it and keep. But for like example, the ones that comes, for example, if it's a 607 automatic with automatic transmission, if they scrap it, they throw those things away because they know people don't convert manual to automatic. So what do you need the automatic one for? So that's what I'm saying. In this case, it may make sense if you can afford it, buy those complete kits, clutch kit from another Nigerian used vehicle scrapped, even though they are bad. Then you can now go and start buying some other ones, sensitive ones, like the gearbox. I wouldn't touch Nigerian used gearbox, whether it's manual or not. I will still go and buy the foreign used one or Tokumbo one, even though they will still sell it to you as a kit when you buy it from the seller. So I'll get rid. I won't touch those things. I'll still go and buy another one. Same thing, the crash kit. They will sell it, the friction plate, the pressure plate, the release bearing. Fine. If you want, you can keep those things as spare. Or later you will sell them at cheaper price or give away prices. It's up to you. But don't waste your time putting those things. Or unless maybe they brought it out and show that probably the person was replaced recently before they did the conversion. But if they be used wrong for a long time in Nigeria, like I said, any car they are scrapping, you also understand that if you are scrapping a car in Nigeria, it's different from scrapping a car in Europe. All these engines and gearboxes we are buying and shouting we bought a new engine, all those things are scrapped in Europe and some other countries. But over here, we consider them new engine. But here, even those ones they scrapped and they bought out, we will now kill them, we will kill, abuse, they do everything. So you get to a point that the person gets fed up and decide, since he can't even sell those cars, nobody is even willing to buy. The car are so dead that nobody wants to buy them with a reasonable amount. They decide to scrap them. And you think you're going to get something, you're going to get something meaningful from those parts, and those parts are going to serve you. But like I said, there are some things you easily get buying them as a key than going separately to buy them. So yes, you are going to lose some money doing like that. But if you don't want, you put everything like that and don't complain. That's what I'm saying. There are cars you can easily convert without going through all these things. But 607, like I said, V6, it's not that easy to convert, considering that quite a number of them come in automatic. So the manual ones are rare. So whenever a manual one is scrapped, they usually keep them. They don't like selling them separately because they know somebody somewhere. In fact, even before they do the scrapping, a lot of people probably have already been asking. So they usually sell it as a kit. They don't like selling it separately. Unless maybe an accidented car. Then I realize some of those parts are already damaged with the accident. So they now start selling them separately. All right. The next one, you said the pros and cons of changing automatic. I think I probably covered the pros and cons that you find during the conversion. But if you are talking about the quality of work, it's all the same thing. I think I also mentioned that it depends on who did the conversion for you. If you did it just you, or you are if you are the one that wants to do it as cheap as possible, well, the cons will come up. Some people did the conversion and days later, they got so frustrated. They feel bad, they wasted their money and they sell off the car. That's what usually happens because they realize that the quality of work done was so poor. So they start even regretting the conversion they did. And then the cons, if the person that did the job doesn't understand or know how to properly do it, it will mess up the vehicle. It's as simple as that. Mechanically, it may not be an issue. Electrically, yes, it may be. So It has to be the person that has to do the conversion has to do it well without butchering the wire. Now, if it's ZD, you don't have much issue with the electrical when you are converting it to manual. Because the electrical, they also did it such a way that it can work with manual gearbox, unlike my own model, the Z9, the phase 2. So it's not really a big deal, but like, it depends as long as they don't mess up the wire during the conversion. I don't see any other cons. If you are talking about usage as the ownership of the vehicle when it has become manual, or the experience of you having it as manual, what cons? The only cons in my experience, if you don't know how to use manual gearbox, you keep killing your clutches. That's the only thing. A lot of people don't really. When you see people complaining of my clutch is always failing, it means they are clutch killers. They don't know how to use clutch kit or clutch pedal. I mean, come on. I started driving as early as 90. Is it 1994? Now between 1994 and 1995. That's when I started driving manual transmission. Till today, I mean, till today, I'm not saying this for anything. I've never had any clutch failure on me. Of all the cars I've driven or owned, I've never ever had a clutch fail on me. Yes, call it boasting. Yeah, I'm very proud of it. Because when you are good at something, and even though everybody is doing it the wrong way, but you choose to do it the right way. And yes, I'm proudly saying that I've never ever killed a clutch because I took my time to learn how to drive. Nobody even taught me how to drive. I learned it myself. I didn't go to any driving school. It was just a matter of interest and passion, and I got it. Till today, I've never ever had any clutch fail on me. So anybody who is always replacing a clutch every year, every 6 months, well, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Probably manual automatic may be better for you, or you go and properly learn how to drive a manual. So I stop killing your clutch. So that's the only cons I might see in it. Another cons is this: if you use those second-hand clutch kits, like the pressure plate, release bearing, and stuff like that, chances are that the pedal will become very heavy. That's one thing. One thing I observe about this clutch pressure plate is the older they becomes, the harder the clutch will start feeling. Especially if the previous user is the type that always pour water inside the engine bay. Those things, they don't like water. If you keep pouring water, if you keep getting into your clutch bell housing and mixing up in your clutch, it messes up the clutch pressure plate, the release bearing. And before you know it, if you to depress a clutch pedal, will look like your foot is about to break because it will now be very heavy or hard to press down. So those are the cons. That's why I don't like those second hand. They may appear okay, look very new in the surface when you look at it, but when you now apply it, put it in a vehicle, it performs or behave differently. So just get a new one from day one and enjoy the softness of modern um, V6 clutch kit. Come on, I have two cars right now with those clutches, with that engine and those clutch kits and the same gearbox. So it's not like I'm saying what I don't know. They are very, very soft to the press once you use original new clutch kits or those clutch kits are in good condition. If you want to try use one, it may serve you, it may not give you problem. I'm saying chances are that you may end up pulling them out again. Or if you are okay, if you now put a used one and it actually works like a new one, then congrats. So the pros, I mean, come on, you are talking about pros. No matter what you do, you can't compare automatic to manual. There's no way you compare the two of them. If you are talking about pros, if you actually enjoy driving, 607 V6, you enjoy the manual one. No matter how, see, you don't care whether you want to call me if, always defending manual. Yes, I'm a manual freak, but I've also used a 607 V6 automatic. Got to a point I just couldn't bear the lousy behavior of that gearbox. I had to switch and convert it to manual. So there's no comparing the two is anybody doing that. It means you don't even enjoy. You are just a point A to point B person. You just drive for the sake of driving or for the sake of mobility. If you are the type that actually enjoy driving, anytime you sit behind the wheel, you can't say manual sucks. Trust me. As far as that engine is concerned, this V6 engine in Peugeot 607 is concerned. So there are so many pros when it comes to that. very, very durable, very fun to drive the vehicle without transmission and the engine, very dependable. Where do I even start? So the only cons, like I said, is how you use the clutch application or the quality of uh, parts in the